This lesson is on Introduction to the Triangle Congruence. So let's go ahead and talk about a definition. The definition we're going to use is the word congruent, and it means two figures or objects are congruent if they have the same shape and size. And the symbol that we're going to use to show that the same shapes or objects are congruent to each other is this symbol right here. It looks like an equal sign with a wave right there. Okay? And so, for example, when we have two triangles, we will say triangle ACB is congruent right there, that's the symbol right there, of triangle DFE. So you can see there's not a lot of sentences that are written, but there's a lot of definition behind the symbols. Now let's talk about the sides of the triangles. So the sides of the triangles, as we can look at the little details, I see that on this side right here, there's one hash marking right here. On this side of the triangle, there are 2 marks, and then on this side right here has 3 marks right here. So what we're looking for is the same mark on the second triangle to show that it is congruent. So for example, if I say line segment CB right here is congruent to, and it would have to be this side right here because it has the same marking right there. So it would be line segment FE. So when we write it in sentence form, this is what it looks like. Line segment CB is congruent to line segment FE. But when we write it in mathematics, we can just write it this right here, which means basically all of this sentence right here. So you can see this is shortened a lot. Let's use a different line. So for example, line AB. So AB is down here, and this is congruent to this right here, DE. And so in sentence form, it looks something like this. Line segment AB is congruent to line segment DE. Okay, and the third leg is AC, which is this right here. And so this is congruent to the DF right here. So line segment AC is congruent to line segment DF. Another thing we want to talk about is the names of the sides. For the names of the sides, we can use CB, but we can also use a different name as well. So the leg of the triangle, the angle that it faces is going to be this right here. And so this angle, letter A, uppercase A, and so because it's facing this leg of the triangle, this will be called little a. So in this case, CB is equal to little a. If I look at AB, so this line segment AB right here, it can also be called little c because it is the opposite angle is big C right here. Okay, and we have as AC right here. The opposite angle that this looks at is this right here, so it will be called little b. Now let's go to the other triangle and do the same thing. So if I look at FE, so this right here, it faces the angle of D, so it would be called little d. When we look at DE, which is down here, it faces the angle of F, so this will be called little f right here. And the last one, DF right here, faces the angle of this 95 degrees right here, which is little e. Other names for the angles. So when we talked about angles, when we call this, for example, angle A, we are talking about this portion right here, but there's other ways to write this angle A. So you can call this angle CAB, and the other way would be BAC. So you can see the pattern is, if we're talking about angle A, as long as the middle letter is A, then we're also talking about the same angle A right here. So again, it's CAB. So CAB, or it could be called BAC, which is then BAC right there. Okay, let's look at a different angle. Angle F, so it's over here. This can also be called angle EFD or angle DFE. Okay, and a third example we have is angle C. So angle C can also be called angle ACB or angle BCA. Okay, and the last thing you need to know is naming the triangles. So as we mentioned about, similar to the naming of the angles, the naming of the triangles is important because we want to make sure that the pattern is the same. So for example, if I say triangle ABC, and when we look at the second triangle, it has to have the same pattern as the triangles A, B, and C. So the pattern I'm looking for is the angle. So the angle for A is 15 degrees, angle B is 95 degrees, and angle C is 75 degrees. So when I look at this other triangle, we have to make sure the same pattern happens. So at 15 degrees is where D is, 95 degrees is E, and F is the 75 degrees. So triangle ABC is congruent to triangles DEF. If I say triangle CBA, so CBA, so again, the pattern we're looking for is 75, 95, and 15. So 75 starts here, 95, and 15. So triangle CBA is congruent to triangles FED. Last one, triangle BCA is congruent to, and so we look at BCA, so we have to start with 95, 75, and 15. So 95, 75, 15, so it is congruent to EFD. Okay, so go back and look at the definition again because this is what you'll need for the next lesson.